des Guinéens, 100% Guinéens.
Apart from this annoying military person, these flies are also super annoying. Telemele. Telemele. So, get what I came from. This is probably as close as I can get.
So here I am in Guinea-Conakry. There are the monkeys here. So what is the idea? Starting in my hometown, I want to travel across Europe, down towards Gibraltar, and then continue on the west coast of Africa, all the way to Cape Town, crossing African continent on bicycle. This is one part. The second part of the adventure is to capture and share whole experience, discovering local culture and traditions, discussing interesting facts about history, politics, and economy from local and Western perspective. In the previous part, I entered Guinea-Bissau and met cyclist Mariam from Morocco, and together we visited traditional island on Bijago Archipelago. After the island hopping experience, we went by the coast, where we met two other cyclists from France. And all together, we reached Guinean border. Unfortunately, the French travelers had problem with their entry visa and were not allowed to the country, as we did not know how long it's going to take to fix the problem. So me and Mariam continued by the dirt roads towards the first town, Bokeh.
Sambaye baya jurutige, Sambaye baya jurutige.
The roads are a bit of a challenge over here.
Sambaye baya jurutige, Sambaye baya jurutige. Sambaye baya jurutige, Sambaye baya jurutige.
Currently, it is the end of the dry season, therefore the roads are very dusty. Until now, we were mainly drinking the water from the village pumps, where the locals gather all day long to collect clean water for drinking and cooking. Lucky for us, in this region of Guinea, there is plenty of such pumps, at least for someone traveling by bicycle. After arriving at Bokeh, we were offered a place to sleep at the local police station. The next day we went to change CFA for Guinean franc.
Million francs guinéens. Un an millionnaire guinéen.
Et toujours aussi, c'est la famille avec quel nom?
Mariam.
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 Avec Mariam de la Maroc. Très ravi.
Merci.
And from now on, our path splits. Mariam was heading to Conakry, while I was excited to see Guinean highlands of Fouta Djallon.
Ini bata. Ayo serahkan.
After passing towns Bokeh and Sangaredi, I headed east to Fouta Djallon, although I forgot to inquire about the road condition.
Merci. Bon voyage. Au revoir.
It was about 150 kilometers to the next town, which I planned to cover in 2 days. However, I did not count with the bumpy roads.
Well, and that's the road constructing vehicle, but without one of the trucks. So, the road is bullshit here, to be honest. Oh, I'm not the only one who struggles, to be honest. Those people who have to drive car over here, it's just crazy. It's a difficult road.
The hilly terrain of Guinean highlands started, and as I already passed Alps, Pyrenees and Atlas mountains, I got used to performing some brake maintenance before climbs.
Unfortunately, the disc is bent a little bit, so it drops, but yeah, let's see how that goes.
And there are the monkeys here. So after about a day in the mountains and really bad roads, I arrived to the first big village.
the village holds market today. So I had a chance to see all the products like caffeine-rich coconut or local soap. Another reason I like local markets is that someone is always preparing a nice food there. Sometimes it is difficult to spot where is the food stall, but it can be easily recognized by the table with a lot of kitchenware. Also, I was commonly met with disbelief that I'm actually eating the local food. For me, it was an important part of the whole experience.
I to come from Sangaradi 80 kilometers and 60 more to go to the Telemela.
Guinea Highlands, very tough. Today I managed to do around 40-50 kilometers. The road, yeah, is pretty much like this all the way. No nice pieces, no anything, just the rocks. But the gear is holding, so yeah. The views are nice. Very much deforested, but very nice otherwise.
Unfortunately, the deforestation was happening right in front of my eyes. It is sad to see the disappearance of the native forest. Big trees take decades to grow back. But it is hard to blame local population, as the poverty rate is very high, so it's natural that people seek other possible incomes. The same goes for animals. It is the first time I have seen numerous big wild animals on my journey. I saw a variety of monkeys, large monitor lizard, vulture and even coyote. At the same time, I also saw locals with the old guns hunting them. As beautiful as this region is, I'm afraid that it will not take long before it disappears. I came across few patches of land which were not met with deforestation, and those looked magical.
Pablo, Balti, Machas, Muri Bayata, Kumimalila, Ainang Kandong, Muri Bayasa, Light Polidong, Muri Bayasa.
Well, I got quite lucky.
Rambe Polidong, Muri Bayata, Kumimalila, Ainang Kandong, Muri Bayasa, Light Polidong, Muri Bayasa, Lada Polidong, Muri Bayasa, Rambe Polidong, Muri Bayasa. Beda Willi Kidong, Muri Bayasa, Chongoro Baidong, Muri Bayasa, Musogoro Baidong, Muri Bayasa, Kamele ni Dong, Muri Bayasa, Suru ni Dong, Muri Bayasa, Naidu Tiki Dong, Muri Bayasa, Naidu Polidong, Muri Bayasa, Suru Saranda, Utadon Tugodo, Kamele Saran, Utadon Tugodo, Naidu Tan, Utadon Tugodo, Kaba Blonde, Badon Tugodo, Abadon Tugodo. Abadon Tugodo, Ayabulu Kilidong, Muri Bayasa, Ayasingle Dong, Muri Bayasa, Ayasumbara Dong, Muri Bayasa, Ayabubara Dong, Muri Bayasa, Ayafagan Dong, Muri Bayasa. Muri Bayata, Kumimalila, Ainang Kandong, Muri Bayasa, Light Polidong, Muri Bayasa.
So, what happened to me yesterday? As I was flying a drone, one military man came asking for the permission in French, and then a discussion broke out that I don't need actually permission, which I believe I don't need, and I tried to explain him all in French. After about 20 minutes, you know, he gave up and said, let's meet in the village. And the village was very far, and I arrived over there, and he ended up finding me accommodation upon my request, and I ended up eating his dinner. And it was still a bit tense since we were leaving. None of us mentioned a drone ever since, but it was good. It was good. I mean, I wish to a little bit apologize to him, and also I think he wished to a little bit apologize to me, but you know, the pride. But yeah, I'm glad I slept there. It happened to me otherwise, because there was a very heavy rain, very heavy rain, the first rain on the race season, and I could spend in the nice room. Asphalt. Oh, merci beaucoup, madame. Oh, Telemele. Oh, merci beaucoup. Merci.
Dapalim kumeke, Kuru Kola, Bara Kola, Kalam Kola, Uludin Kola, Dapalim kumeke, Ulufa Banala, Uluba Banala, Uludin Banala, Tikitika Banala, Kamana Manaka, Jamana Marala, Jamana Tikipo, Jamana Tiumpo.
So, get what I came from, a slingshot.
Makorobo Don.
Muri bayasa kume malila aina kando muri bayasa laiti polidon muri bayasa lada polidon muri bayasa dambe polidon muri bayasa kume malila aina kando muri bayasa laiti polidon muri bayasa lada polidon muri bayasa.
Yeah, I got some. It's a little bit sour. Through some forest roads, I crossed to Guinea-Conakry, went down to the Bokeh, and from Bokeh to Sengeredi. Over here, from Sengeredi to Telemele, the road became a very big challenge. But I managed, and then I'm going to Pita. And from Pita, in the Guinean Highlands, I hope to go down to Sierra Leone. But let's see how that goes.
I was getting closer to my main aim. I did not travel to Guinea just to cross the country. I intended to visit Fouta-Djallon to see the magnificent beauty of the region, especially the waterfalls, which the region is full of. Even more special is that I could have the waterfalls all for myself, as the tourism is almost non-existent in the country.
Amazing out here, to be honest. Very pretty. Really stunning.
Due to a lot of dust and high humidity, my clothes were becoming dirty rather fast, so I used every opportunity to wash them. It was also funny to see the faces of passersby who saw me washing my clothes in the river. Often, when I see ladies washing clothes, I give them mine, and for some small money they wash it for me. Once even happened that the police chief washed my clothes, as he couldn't look how bad job I was doing.
Well, not always it works. A little bit concerned whether I can cross the river over here, since it indicates that I cannot really, but also the road over here doesn't look so used by other vehicles, so yeah, let's see, fingers crossed. I don't like to return another 20 kilometers on the stones. Yeah, that will be a headache. Yeah, well, the crossing looks possible, so yeah, let's see, I'll give it a try, and it doesn't look deep at all, so yeah, lucky me, huh?
And a beautiful places like this deserves at least a picnic. The waterfall I have been dreaming of ever since I entered Guinea was just few hundred meters away, but on the road there I spotted an interesting bridge.
I was actually thinking that I can push a bike this way. It will be definitely a challenge. I guess a lot of children and people go through it in the rainy season, so yeah, for me it's adventure, but for someone it's probably a daily life.
It is hard to do any development without finances. And finally I was ready to visit the waterfall.
So, and that's the waterfall.
From the waterfall, I cycled to towns Bita and Dalaba, where I stay for 1 week, waiting for rain to pass and doing some editing. Next, through the forest roads, I headed to town Mamu, from where I wanted to cross to Sierra Leone.
Can you hear it? This is the difference between taking the main roads and taking the gravel roads.
Dunama yelema bima de yelemara.
Au revoir. Bye bye. Yeah, these ones are cute. Well, according to the forecast, today is not raining, so yeah, I'm happy about it.
A few kilometers after the village, I heard a strange sound coming from the nearby mountain. I have heard it previously, as I was getting closer to the waterfall, but at this time I had to investigate.
Nieko ke muso minye ubi mafle na lomaye. Nieko ke cheba minye ubi mafle fionto ye.
On my way towards the sound, I met a man on a motorcycle. As neither of us spoke French, I tried to show him some pictures of chimpanzee. After some time, he pointed at the foot of the mountain.
The drowned the monkey is right there. You can see it walking just under the mountain. It's a chimpanzee.
My 55mm zoom lens was far from ideal, that's why I had to get closer. I left the bicycle in the bushes and started to navigate in the difficult terrain.
Oh, na bima de yelemara, dunama yelema bima de yelemara, dunama yelema bima de yelemara, dunama yelema bima de yelemara, dunama.
This is probably as close as I can get. He tends to retreat when I'm getting closer. Yeah, and the big monkey is gone. I'll just give him a rest.
It was a great adventure, and I'm glad I did it, to be honest. No damage so far. I'm in the feet. They had a hard time. The bike ready, waiting for me.
Dunama yelema bima de yelemara. Dunama yelema bima de yelemara. Dunama yelema bima de yelemara. Dunama yelema bima de yelemara.
Well, I descended from a 1000 meter elevation in Guinea-Conakry to around 200-300, but it's very, very hot. I'm about to collapse, to be honest. Very difficult by now. Also some ionic drinks or something, some salts, because I'm sweating a lot. No, but yeah, I just got a massive cramps in both my legs, really big ones. So yeah, some vitamin pills. And unfortunately I look a bit old, but I'll eat some salt just with the water. Yeah, but let's see, all good by now.
I applied for an online visa, hoping to cross a small border at the east of Sierra Leone. Once I received the confirmation, I immediately knew that something is not right. Upon further inquiry, it turned out that it was only meant for arriving at the international airport in Freetown. I knew my chance of crossing at any of the small borders is slim, therefore I headed towards the major crossing between Conakry and Freetown.
It's a shame it's rainy and cloudy, otherwise it would be quite a view out here. Yeah, close to the border to Sierra Leone. So yesterday I slept in the town hall, and if I cannot speak the language well, then I tend to show the images that I have. So I proudly show my picture of the chimpanzees, and the guy was like, yeah, we have them here too, you know, the villagers eat them.